Let's dive into the world of fermentation and see how this age-old technique can turn this cabbage into a gut-healthy, delicious delicacy. If this is going to be your first time making a fermented food, don't be nervous. The great thing about this sauerkraut is that it's so simple. I'm using one cabbage here, but you can use as many as you want. The main thing to keep in mind is that we're going to be using 2% salt compared to the total usable weight of the cabbage. That's about as complicated as it gets. Firstly, save one of the outer leaves, you'll see why in a minute, then cut your cabbage in half, then into quarters, then chop out the core. Now slice up the cabbage. I'm doing mine kind of medium thickness, but you can go as thin as you like. Now you need to weigh the sliced up cabbage on a scale. This is really important as it's how we're going to calculate how much salt we're going to need. When you weigh the cabbage, you're going to record how many grams you have, then multiply that number by 0.02. So in my case, the cabbage weighed 600 grams, so I'm adding 12 grams. You see, that wasn't so hard. Now sprinkle the salt all over, then now massage this baby like you hate it. You want to mix, crush, squeeze, knead until your fingers ache. You want the cabbage to bruise up and release as much water as possible. Do this for a few minutes, then do it a little bit more until you've had enough. Now you're going to transfer your cabbage into a glass container that is going to fit all of your cabbage. If you've gone crazy, maybe you're going to need more than one. I'm using a fermentation jar here. I'll link in the one I'm using below. As you transfer the cabbage into the jar, you want to push it down as you go. Don't wait until the end. Add a bit of cabbage, then push it down. You want to push out as much air as you can and also force all the liquid up to the surface so it totally covers the cabbage. When you're done, don't forget to add all the water that you had in the bowl. Now for this next part, some people use a bit of plastic or something else, but this is where your saved leaf comes in. Place that on top of your cabbage mush and then weigh it down with something. I've used an egg cup here, but you can use whatever you like that has a little bit of weight to it and fits in your jar. Remember, if you're not using a jar with a valve, you're going to have to burp this jar almost every day so you don't have any explosive cabbage bombs going off in your kitchen. All you need to do is release the air and seal it again. Now you're going to have to leave this baby for at least 2 weeks. The longer the better though, and remember to label it up nice and clearly. After waiting patiently for 2 long weeks, it's time to open it up and use it however you like it. Maybe with some sausages, maybe meatballs. I use it in nearly every sandwich I eat. It's totally delicious. I keep mine in the fridge when it's done. I have no idea how long it lasts as I demolish mine in a matter of days, but I hear you can leave this for weeks or even months. Well, that was so simple and so delicious too. You may have spotted the kimchi on the shelf earlier. Make sure you subscribe to get that recipe too. Cheers.